Hi, everyone. This is Laura Porter-Real. I'm going to start with Gender Reckonings, Chapter 15, Paradoxes of Gender Redux, Multiple Genders, and the Persistence of the Binary, by Judith Lorber. She gives examples of challenging the binary division in gender. Australian courts actually allow people to register their gender as non-specific. India actually recognized transgender as a whole third gender, so they've accepted they've cut through the binary division in gender. She states that doing gender further creates the gap between men and women, which we still haven't gotten through. She talks about the gender paradox that institutions continue to show in the unequal treatment of women, that it is meaningless for us to try to bring gender multiplicity if you do not give women equal treatment to men. Accepting homosexuality and transgender, and that their revolution actually stopped at just accepting transgender, and they haven't really revolutionized the social structures as social areas. There are two ways that she says that multiple gendering can possibly affect structures, by either not presenting yourself as a man or a woman, or by playing with gender like the parents of baby X did. In that case, then they would be able to challenge social structures. I'm going to move on to Boys versus Girls, Chapter 1, Deborah Rigney. She's a sociologist who went into a new job in a daycare, and she observed how gender plays a part even as young as in daycare. We learn gender from how we are taught and our environment. So gender and sex are two different things. Gender is how you learn what your gender is supposed to be like, what they're supposed to act like, and sex is what organ you're born with, whichever organ that is, so either male or female. She's talking about how teachers and parents and siblings, that they are the most influential when it comes to socialization as far as gender and what we think we should be like. There's a little boy in the daycare that wants to wear a tutu, and another little boy tells him that, skirts are for girls. And she asked him, well, why do you say that? Or how do you know that? And he says that his teacher only allows for the girls to play dress up with dresses. So, he assumes that that's the only, those are the only people that should be playing with skirts, are people that, children, girls that it should be wearing dresses, that's all, skirts. So boys should not be wearing skirts. Another little boy calls another one, makes fun of another one that's playing with dolls, and calls him a funny bunny, because his own dad, when he was playing with dolls, caught him and told him that, you don't want to be seen as a funny bunny. So he started to assume that boys do not play with dolls. She also makes a really good point of, in her second to last paragraph, she says, Barbie shows and teaches girls what they should look like and what they can grow up to be, just as an action figure figures do with boys. The problem is action figures like those on the Power Rangers are often more imaginative and show boys that they can grow up to be big and strong, they can fight for what they believe in, or just to fight. Celebrity drug scandals and media double standards, Chapter 7, Rebecca Tiger. She is showing us how society views two different types of drugs as far as good and bad drugs. She's portraying how the media is portraying Whitney Houston's death as controversial, and without even having a toxicology report, they were already reporting that she died of an overdose, when in fact she actually died. She drowned. And how that's so much different from how Lance Armstrong's usage of drugs was portrayed by the media. They basically, he's seen as a hero because the drugs that he was taking, because they were, given by a doctor, or, he got them to enhance his performance, is way different from Whitney Houston's usage of drugs. She also makes a very good point about how not just, let me read on page 33, white people take medicine and are managed by doctors, while people of color take street drugs and are criminalized. So this is exactly what happened with Whitney Houston, is that right away she was criminalized because she's of color, as opposed to Lance Armstrong, who the media portrayed as a hero. So that basically shows the bias in the media double standard between men and women and the use of drugs, and the color of the person and the use of drugs. Thank you very much.